Hello everyone. So I recently made a video talking about CEX and how they've changed how they price their retro games, or the majority of their retro games anyway, where they now charge with and without manual prices. Fantastic. However, the ones that they charge with a manual in most instances are a bit shocking. The prices have gone up substantially. So within that video, the comments section, lots and lots of people put lots of comments, different views and opinions on the matter, things that I hadn't thought of, which is fantastic. So as a community, lots and lots of people just see it completely differently. There was two things which I didn't really think of, which I found, again, quite interesting, and I think we can have a little tiny bit of fun with, a little bit of an experiment, as it were. So one thing that a lot of people said was, yes, agree, the prices can't remain that high, they're too high, people aren't going to buy them. However, if CEX are prepared to give that much in voucher back, why not cash in? A lot of people are going to take games they don't want anymore, take them into CEX, take this large amount of voucher, which they are offering on some games, and just walk away with it and benefit from it. Fantastic. I didn't think about doing that. Also, a lot of people questioning the condition side of it. How are CEX going to be with condition? Are they going to be extra scrutinous, or are they just going to be the same? Or, you know, they're going to have one or two people checking things over like they do sometimes when you're taking the more pricey items to them? Very good questions, and I was curious. I thought, well, let's have a bit of fun. Let's try that out. Let's see what we do. So, PlayStation 1, that is a console which has seen quite a large increase in the games that come with manuals. Quite a few of those games are just mental at the moment. I have quite a few PS1 games with quite a bit of fodder in there, to be honest, when I look down. So I've took a little look through my PS1 collection and thought, right, is there anything here that I would quite like to take in and probably benefit from myself? CEX don't take a lot of PS1 games. They are quite selective on the games they take in. So unfortunately, a lot of the fodder I have, they don't take. But I have found 4 games that I am, firstly, very happy to take in and take the voucher amount they are currently offering for. I believe the voucher amount that they are giving for these games is more than fair at the moment, so I'm happy to trade these in. They are games I don't have attachment to. I don't remember buying, there's 4 games, I don't remember buying any of these. I probably got them for tuppence many years ago in a boot sale. They all have the manual as well, and I've selected 4 that all have varying levels of condition, just to sort of see how CEX react when we walk in with them, and just see what it's like to take in these games when they're dishing out so much for them. So the games, very quickly, are Jonah Lomu Rugby. This game is absolutely perfect. Absolutely fantastic condition. The manual is brilliant. It's got this little free post thing. It's got the extra little booklet that I think is telling you moves for rugby. Yeah, different skills you can do. And the disc, which is fantastic. So this one is absolutely perfect. Fantastic condition. Don't expect any problems. But it's not exactly a fantastic game. I think they're charging £15 for it at the moment. And now I've done that, I can't actually close it. There we go. £15 for this at the moment. Ridiculous. I mean, I'm sorry for any Jonah Lomu, I can't pronounce that name, Jonah Lomu rugby fans out there, but it's not a fantastic game, let's be fair, and it's £15. So let's take in a not so stellar game in fantastic condition and see what they do. Next, Micro Machines V3 Platinum Edition. This one is also in very good condition. It's got I stick these in my games. It sort of pushes the artwork to the front better, keeps it straight. I do try to look after my games, but I won't take that into them. This is absolutely lovely, but there's a small crack on the case, very small. It wouldn't bother me if I bought it. The manual is in absolutely lovely condition, and the disc is also very nice. So this one I would just class as very good condition with a slight imperfection. Ridge Racer, again, good condition. All of these were, by the way. I've tried them all. They're absolutely fine. This one has a manual, has that also a little lay-in, but the disc, I won't show you because it won't pick up on camera, it never does. Ever so slight surface scratches on the top. Nothing at all to be concerned about, but they are there. And the manual has like a little, it's absolutely lovely condition manual, but there's like a little tiny water spot just there. Let's see how they deal with that. So that's the Ridge Racer. So they're going down in quality, basically, because we want to see how they react with each one. This one's going to be slightly interesting. So this is Frogger. Now this one does have a manual. The disc is absolutely lovely. The manual is stuck to the front artwork. You know that magazine that used to be under your mate's bed that you never ever touched? A little bit like that. It's rock hard. I don't want to pull it off because I think it'll actually rip the artwork at the front. So I'm thinking, surely they can't take this. Surely now, the way they are, because I think they'll give me about £12 voucher, I think it was, for Frogger. Ridiculous. I probably paid 10p for this at some point in time. Surely they can't take that now. I think they would have back in the day, just I think they would have anyway, I'm not sure. But a bad condition manual, surely they're just going to outright say no to this, or will they take it as a without manual? So this one's going to be a little bit interesting as well. So we're going to take these 4 games in. I'm also going to take, I've got some of the bits and bobs lying around from last year's free game collection. You know, the ones that they gave us like a penny or 10p. I'll sacrifice a few of them just because I don't want to go in with just 4 PS1 games, because it might be, I'm sure they're aware that the PS1 games have gone up, and I'm sure they've had lots of people going in with them, so I don't want to get the staff's back up, you know what I mean, if you know. I'll take it in just like as a couple bits to fill it out. Obviously, it's going to do just a little experiment, shall we? Just a little bit of fun. It's going to depend on the member of staff we have, what mood they're in, what day they're having. There's all sorts of variables, but a little bit of fun. Let's see if taking some PS1 games in today with this massive increase in price impacts anything, shall we? So I'm going to do some little transition thing. I'll be back in a second and tell you how it goes. Back from CEX, and it was different. It was ever so different to what it usually is. So I'll start by saying I went in the middle of the day, and the member of staff that served me, she served me many times before, lovely lady. She's not over the top checking, but she's not a soft touch anyway. She's straight down the middle, really nice girl, sort of member of staff you want serving you. First thing she did, which they've never done before, she separated the PS1 games from the fodder that I took in to sort of beef it up a little bit, and she said, I'll check these afterwards because we need to check them for manuals now. So that was different. For some reason, I just feigned ignorance and just went, oh, okay. But she put those fodder ones through, so that was a waste of time taking them. Brought the PS1s over. She opened them all up. Now, the first thing she started to do was have a little check of the case, which they don't always do. She had a look at the case, make sure the plastic was okay, check the hinges, front and back inlay. She did that. She took the manuals out of every one of them, those that she could, and gave them a little flip through. Check the front, check the back, gave them a little check. Now, I've never had any of them check the manual before, so they're definitely aware of it, but they were checking the manual's condition, not just checking they were in there, which is interesting. So part of me wishes I had one that had a less than stellar manual to see what they did, but they checked the condition, not just that they were there. Interestingly though, what she did not do was check the disc. She didn't take the disc out of she literally didn't take them out of the case. She had a quick look at them to make sure there was a disc in there and it's the right disc, but she didn't check the back of them. I suppose luckily for her, the discs were all perfectly fine, but bit risky that. Now there is a disc cleaner in that one, so maybe she did it just to save time, but maybe now there's more emphasis on the manual than the actual disc itself. Maybe it was just a one-off, maybe it was just her, I don't know, but I found that very strange considering she checked the discs on some of the ones that had some of the fodder I took in. She didn't check the discs. So yes, different, emphasis on manual, none at all on the disc. The Frogger she opened up and went to go check the manual, like I say, but the manual didn't move. It just started to come up with the inlay. So I jumped in and just said, the manual on that one's a bit dodgy. She laughed and went, yes, it is. I started to put my hand out to sort of take it because she said, I don't think we can take this one with the manual. And I was like, well, yeah, okay. So I just said, fine, absolutely fine. That's what I was expecting to say. Went to go take it off her. She just put it back on the desk. Kept doing her thing. Told me how much I'd get. And she took it. She took it without manual, which surprised me. I mean, the disc and the inlay and everything's fine. I assume she's just gonna. I mean, I think it was just me. I just didn't want to try whip it out in case I ripped the front inlay. But I assume she's just gonna whip it out and put it in the bin. So yeah, she took that. I didn't think she would, but she took that as well. So yeah, strange. So maybe I'm thinking emphasis on a lot on the ones with the manuals. Those without a manual, maybe just not as much emphasis on, not so much checking. It's there. She's just going to put that in the bin, stick it on the shelf. So yeah, so I got £22 for those 4 games. Now I am really happy with that. Those games are not something I had attachment to, not really knew I had them. And if someone had turned around to me at the end of last year and said, I'll give you 20 quid for those 4 games, I would have ripped their hand off for that. I think that's a really good deal. I feel like I have took advantage of this situation they've got with overpricing these manuals at the moment. I think I'm really happy with that. I'm happy because I realise that there's 2 PS2 games that I really want in my collection. I want them. I want to play them. I really want them. £22 they come to, funnily enough. So the thinking in my head is I've got rid of those 4 games that I would basically class as a bit of PS1 fun. I know Ridge Racer's okay, to be fair, but I don't want them in the collection. Well, again, don't want them. I don't need them in the collection. I'm not one of these hoarder collectors. I like to slimline every now and then. And to swap those for some PS2 games, which haven't been subject to a big price increase, so let's hope they don't. I think that is a fantastic little deal for me. I'm really, really chuffed with it. So, little bit of fun, little experiment with CBS, pinch of salt because all CEX are different, all staff are different, doesn't mean it's going to be the same for you, but it was definitely a different experience taking in PS1 Retro to what it was before the manual situation. So yeah, a little bit of fun. Hope you enjoyed that. Thank you very, very much for watching. Take care of yourself, guys.